Hello everyone. Today I will tell you a story. The story is titled, Boy in the Moment That Needed No Words. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you appreciate me. You can skip this if you don't and oppose. Like this video. Thank you very much. The story begins as follows. There are mornings when the world feels too loud even before it begins. The alarm rings, the phone lights up, and my thoughts start running ahead of me. But on mornings like that, there is always one small, warm presence that balances everything. Boy. Boy doesn't wake up dramatically. He stretches slowly, his tiny paws pushing forward, his back curving like a fluffy rainbow. His fur, slightly messy from sleep, catches the early sunlight that slips through the window. When he opens his eyes, he doesn't bark or demand breakfast right away. He simply looks at me. And in that look, something gentle happens. It is not just eye contact. It is recognition. It is as if he is saying, "You're here. I'm here. That's enough." Sometimes I sit at the edge of my bed, still half asleep, and Boy walks over quietly. He rests his chin on my knee. No sound. No movement. Just warmth. His breathing is steady, slow, calm. I find myself matching it without realizing. My racing thoughts begin to slow down. There is no conversation, yet something is communicated clearly. I feel seen. I feel understood. Boy does not ask about my schedule. He does not know about deadlines, emails, or responsibilities. But he knows energy. He knows when I am tired. He knows when my shoulders are tense. And without saying a word, he offers something that no motivational speech could ever replace: quiet companionship. After a few minutes, he leans his whole small body against my leg. It is not dramatic affection. It is simple, real, everyday love. And somehow, that moment, the moment that needs no words, becomes the most important part of my morning. When I finally stand up to start the day, Boy trots behind me, tail swaying gently. He doesn't rush. He doesn't complain. He just follows. Not because he has to, but because he wants to. And I realize that sometimes the deepest connection does not come from talking. It comes from being present. Afternoons are often ordinary. Sunlight softens, the house becomes quiet, and time slows down in a comfortable way. On one particular afternoon, I was sitting by the window with a cup of tea, feeling a little overwhelmed by life. Nothing dramatic had happened, just the small weight of responsibilities. The invisible pressure to always do more, be more, achieve more. Boy walked over and sat beside me. He didn't bring a toy. He didn't bark for attention. He didn't even look at me immediately. He simply sat down, his body touching my foot lightly, and looked out the window. Outside, the wind moved the leaves gently. A motorbike passed by. Somewhere in the distance, a child laughed. It was an ordinary scene. I glanced at Boy. His ears twitched slightly at the sound of the wind. His eyes were calm. He wasn't trying to control the world outside. He wasn't worried about what would happen next. He was simply experiencing the moment. I slowly placed my hand on his back. His fur was soft and warm. He leaned slightly into my hand, as if to say, "Yes, I'm here." We stayed like that for a long time. No phone, no conversation, no rush. And yet, I felt something shift inside me. I realized that I had been carrying invisible tension, the need to fix everything, to plan everything, to solve everything. But Boy wasn't solving anything. He wasn't planning anything. He was simply being. There is a quiet lesson in that. Animals live fully in the present. They do not replay yesterday's mistakes. They do not fear tomorrow's uncertainties. They respond to what is happening now. Sitting there with Boy, I began to breathe more deeply. I let the afternoon be just an afternoon. I let the wind be just wind. I let myself be just a person sitting beside a dog who loved me. Sometimes we believe love must be loud. Big gestures, big words, dramatic promises. But Boy teaches me that love can be silent and steady. When he gently places his paw on my foot without looking at me, it feels like a quiet agreement between us. You don't have to carry everything alone. And in that silent agreement, there is peace. Evenings with Boy are soft. After dinner, when the house settles into calm, we usually sit on the floor together. Sometimes I scroll through my phone. Sometimes I just stare at nothing in particular. Boy curls up close, his head resting on my thigh. One evening, I had a difficult day. I felt disappointed in myself. Things hadn't gone as planned. I kept replaying conversations in my mind, wondering what I could have done differently. Boy sensed it. He slowly adjusted his position and looked up at me. His eyes were gentle, curious, full of quiet attention. He didn't judge. He didn't ask for explanations. He simply stayed. I put my phone down. Without thinking, I leaned my forehead against his. He stayed still, as if understanding that this moment mattered. His breath brushed softly against my skin. His small body radiated warmth. And suddenly, I felt tears gathering in my eyes. Not because I was sad, but because I felt safe. There is something incredibly powerful about being accepted without conditions. Boy does not love me more when I succeed. He does not love me less when I fail. His affection does not depend on productivity, mood, or perfection. He loves me because I am his human. That realization changed something deep inside me. In a world where we often measure worth by achievements, by social media likes, by comparisons, Boy measures nothing. He loves freely. He trusts fully. He forgives quickly. That evening, as I held him close, I understood that the most meaningful moments in life are often quiet ones. Moments when no advice is given. Moments when no solution is offered. Moments when someone simply stays. The moment needed no words. In today's fast and noisy world, we are constantly surrounded by opinions, notifications, and expectations. We are encouraged to speak louder, move faster, and achieve more. Yet through Boy, I have learned that some of the most important connections in life happen in silence. Animals teach us something essential about being human. They remind us to slow down. They remind us to feel instead of analyze. They remind us that presence is often more powerful than advice. To apply this lesson in daily life, we can begin by practicing quiet presence with the people around us. Instead of always trying to fix someone's problems, we can simply sit beside them. Instead of judging ourselves harshly, we can offer ourselves the same unconditional kindness that our pets offer us. Spending time with animals also strengthens empathy. When we care for them, feed them, and protect them, we develop patience and compassion. That compassion naturally extends to other people. Boy has shown me that love does not always need words. Sometimes, the most beautiful thing we can offer another living being, human or animal, is simply our steady, gentle presence.